What's up, guys? Welcome back to Beard Bites. This is episode 27, and just like Michael Jordan, this is one of the greats because it has the same number as him.
Bro, get out! Add that. What is this?
What is it? We got his jersey number. This is episode 27.
Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
It's 23.
Oh no! No, it's not. You're lying. You're lying. I don't believe you. Hold on, Michael Jordan.
Jarvis.
The jersey number. Oh shit. Dude, I thought of this intro,
Guy's ball sack.
and I was like, this is gonna be such a fire intro because it's so so goofy and so good. My bad, y'all. Oh my god. All right, well, we're rolling with it. We have a fun show today. We're going to be talking a lot about Battlefield 6, some Nintendo Switch news, both Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch 1. And WB Games is just not learning their lesson. So they decided to do some more dumb stuff, and we're going to talk about it. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. How was your week?
You need to watch some basketball. You need to watch Like Mike. You gotta watch Space Jam.
I watched
You
Space
gotta
Jam.
do your homework, bro.
I watched Space Jam
Yeah,
1 and 2.
apparently you don't know, bro.
I was so confident.
No.
I was like, oh yeah, like
Dude,
27.
I was like,
This is
where are
like
you guys? Like, I thought you were gonna go about something about 7-Eleven.
no,
Or I don't know.
no,
Like, oh,
I'm just an idiot.
God. Nah, man.
Well, yeah, how was
That's
your week?
crazy, man. Honestly, it's been all over the place. I've not had much gaming.
Okay.
My internet has been straight dookie, bro. I'm gonna drop Comcast. They suck, man. So, but thankfully, it's working a little bit so far. It got up. I just played some more Death Stranding, but I have personal life been addicted to cologne. I have had like 2 bottles of cologne since high school, and then in just a short amount of time 2 went to 12. And dude, it smells so good, man. They have, because like a lot of the fragrances now that you can get from like the Middle East, and they are either inspired by or like very unique fragrances. So like Louis Vuitton has like this line of colognes that are 350 a piece, and then you have these like places like shops in the Middle East are like, oh, I can make that and sell it for $30, and it smells so similar to it. So anyways, now it's like that episode in SpongeBob where they're going through the department store and on the Fine Dutchman. I'm just spraying everywhere.
You're like that
man.
TikTok guy. He's like, what smell is this? And he's like,
Oh yeah, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so no, that's been a fun side hobby, just collecting perfumes. But I think I ordered the last one that I'm gonna get for now until maybe the next summer, and then just ride with what I have right now.
You should do that thing we used to do when we were kids, just every kid does, where you take just whatever's under the kitchen sink and mix that shit together. You should do that with all
bro,
your
what
scents.
childhood did you have, bro? This dude,
not kitchen sink, but like
he's making mustard gas to clean his house, bro.
Listen,
I'm gonna put some bleach with the toilet bowl cleaner.
Not under the sink, but like, you know, like toothpaste and just like whatever other safe liquids you could get. You just make a disgusting like potion. You never did that?
Nah, bro. The only thing I only did that with like soft drinks. You know, if you go to Burger King,
okay,
or whatever,
yeah,
you just
same concept.
do like a punch of every drink.
Okay, yeah, do that, but with your cologne. Just put all of them in one little bottle, shake it, and then spray it, and see like what kind of ungodly smell you create.
Bro, dude, I got this one. It's straight up like, it's called Mango Ice, and it smells like you're inside the mango pit. It's like a mango mojito Sprite. Oh, dude, and it was like $30, man. I'm out here smelling like a tropical drink, man. It's great.
I'll be honest, I don't know if I want to smell like that.
Nah, bro. When you see me, you're gonna see it. You're gonna smell me before I even
smell it from
me,
a mile away.
Yeah. But that's that, man. I need to get back into games though. But what about you? What you've been up to?
So first thing that I did was we played Civ 7, me, you, and a couple of friends. It was a lot of fun. We're hitting that D&D problem of scheduling, but in general, it's really fun. It's We played
Bro,
with a
it's one
friend.
guy. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a one guy. I ain't gonna name names, but he's
Get him. Yeah. But it's one of those things where we're playing with the new friend who's like new to this kind of game, and like there's a lot to learn in this game, obviously, right? But he's doing pretty well, and there's another friend who's like next to him on the continent we're spawning on. So I went and sent my scout just to see what's going on, and this friend took advantage of the new friend and just like straight up just like caused like tensions to rise, and now they're at war, and it's like that fun little like, oh, like these two over here are at war but everyone else is doing their own thing, but then there might be another war. So the dynamics of a Civ game are playing out just as they should. It's really fun. I think Civ 7 is in a lot better place than it is in a lot better place now than it was at launch. There's like a lot more stability, a lot more like
interesting
a lot more like quality of life improvements that they've added, and they're still adding more. So yeah, I think so far it's pretty good. Looking forward to playing more of that. I also beat Split Fiction
Bro,
with the wife.
I have been waiting forever for you to play this so we can talk about the ending.
Bro, okay, what part of the ending? Also, okay,
just the ending in general. Okay, yeah.
Spoilers
right, guys.
for Split Fiction for the next 5 minutes.
Bro,
yeah.
I have to go look. I lost some of it. It's lost in my brain, but the general thing of just how unique the ending mechanics are.
Yes. Okay.
Just the
yeah.
Like okay, you go.
No. Go for it. You've been waiting to say it. Say it.
No, it's like the part that like I was like, holy shit, they're able to do this is where the premise of the game is that you are these two authors and you're in this high-tech company that you sit in like this like VR machine that lets you live out your stories, and they monitor your brainwaves, and then they turn that into like they capture like all of your thoughts and stuff, and then they publish your books. And then the big surprise is like the publisher is like scanning through all of your subconscious, so like they're stealing everything from you. And the premise of the game is that your two authors are stuck in one machine, so you're like jumping between the different universes.
Stories. One is sci-fi, one is fantasy. Yeah.
And so the final boss does this thing where like, so when you're playing the game, you're like, oh, I'm in a sci-fi setting, I'm in a medieval setting. Mm-hmm. But then this game does something so interesting where it like at the final boss, it renders both worlds at the same exact time, and it's split down the middle by like this dividing bar, and this bar is constantly moving, and you're seeing a bunch of like just how it's able to seamlessly do.
You're able to worlds. The way the game plays is that I don't know. Yeah, the way the game plays for the whole game is that it's split screen, where one side of the screen covers one character, one side of the screen covers another character, but they're both always in the same world. So if I were to go to where the other character is, like it would show us both on the screen, like, you know, it's like one single rendered thing. But at the end of this one, it renders each character's world separately, a fantasy world and a sci-fi world, and the bar in the middle gets wider, thinner, moves up and down, and you're able to, as characters, cross that bar into the other world as if it's like a picture, if that makes sense. But it's both sides of the screen are moving. It's an interactable world that you can do stuff in. I saw that, and immediately I was like, I have to talk about this on the podcast. This is incredible. Like, just like the concept that's going on here, it's very much like this is the power of the PS5 like type like vibe, but obviously it comes out on all consoles and stuff like that. But conceptually, it's just so neat that you're able to just like render two worlds and jump from one to the other, and like it comes in like gameplay. It's not like like there's a loading screen. It's like, no, you could do it like immediately, you know?
Yeah, like there's some puzzles that require you to like manipulate something in the world A, and then like it affects something in world B, or it's I don't know. It was such a crazy, unique experience from like a gameplay mechanic. And Joseph Fares, the director of the game, he was like he said this like months before the thing comes out. He's like, oh, we started with the ending first, and then we're like, how do we make everything backwards? Which he was like, people are gonna see this and they're never, it's never been done before. And I was like, man, this guy is whatever. But it's like, no, this is like such a, honestly, on a technical level, like how they're able to stream the data and like manage like this stuff is like really interesting. And how it's presented also, because I don't know, man, like you have to see it and you have to play it, I think.
It's a
Just to
very
kind of
good game. Like
yeah.
it raises the bar in a way that I did not know was possible for a co-op split screen game.
Hmm.
Like you would think that like It Takes Two is really good, but when you look back, right, like compared to this, It Take Two is pretty vanilla, and this one does like a whole new like thing, you know.
Yeah.
And so now I am excited for the next game that when it comes out that makes this game look vanilla, and it's like, okay, like these guys are like, you know, doing crazy things, you know, like they make some really great co-op games, and they know what will be impressive to show off, you know.
Dude,
I
I honestly, it's a shame that this game came out the year it did, because bro, it's
mhm.
has so many bangers, and recency bias is gonna take over, man. Like when it comes time for game of the year discussions, like I think the darling right now is Expedition 33, and not to discredit them, it's a great game,
Yeah.
but I'm curious to see like what if like Ghost of Yote. I expect it to be like an 8 out of 10 game, just because it seems like Sony's playing it a bit safe. So I'm curious to
Mm,
see if when that comes out, is that gonna just like kind of mix up everybody's discussions about gaming? Because uh, I think folks were upset with I think it was of the year with Red Dead and God of War,
yeah.
and it just because, and then God of War ended up winning it because it came out later, is what the rumor is. Or
So
not rumor, but
I will
yeah.
actually make the case that while I love Clair Obscur and it's my personal game of the year, I think from a conceptual standpoint and from like an overall gaming industry standpoint, I think Split Fiction could take it because of how unique and like amazing it is. However, what Clair Obscur was able to do, it being a smaller team, also was a huge feat. So I don't want to take away from that, but I can see the case. If Split Fiction were to win, I would not be upset, honestly. You know, after
Yeah.
having gone through both games, they're both deserve it. But if one has to take it, my pick would be Clair Obscur. But if you know the other one takes it, fully understand it and no problem with that, in my opinion.
It's a great year for gaming, honestly.
Absolutely, it feels like the year Baldur's Gate 3 came out. Honestly, like with just like banger after banger. Because
Mm.
Baldur's Gate 3 came out, Resident Evil 4 remake came out as well. Like there's a lot going on. So I think same thing here. There's a lot going on, and I'm really excited to see what else, what wins Game of the Year. And then I also finished Ted Lasso. Great ending. I am a little bummed that they're making a sequel, season 4. At the same time, I also get where they're coming from. I just hope it's good. You know, I hope it's not like just corporate, like, oh, we got to do more. You know, like keep it going forever.
It's a different vibe, I feel. Season 4 is tackling a new segment of story,
Yeah.
where I think season 1 to 3 was like a condensed, like its own thing. So, um, but yeah, I can get that. I can understand the hesitation.
Yeah. So yeah.
Great show. If you haven't watched Ted Lasso, go watch it. It's a very good show.
Yep.
It's not, you don't have to be a soccer fan. Soccer is just the background. But
Correct.
It's a very nice feel good show, I would
Yeah,
say.
and it might get you into soccer. So, you know, there's that. And then finally, I also beat Lies of P DLC literally right before this. That's what I was doing when I was saying, hold on, give me a second. I just hit credits on it, the DLC. Honestly, probably one of the best Souls games I've played in a while. Slash, it's in my like top 3, I would say at least. Elden Ring, and then Bloodborne, and then this one is I think my list at the moment. So it does a lot of things really well, like the exploration of new weapons and like how they explore like areas and level designs, really good, really interesting, the way they do the story as well. And the bosses obviously are the highlights of these kinds of games, and the bosses in this DLC are pretty good. There were some that were really annoying camera work wise, like they were like really big enemies and the camera just doesn't play well with some of their attacks and things like that. But generally speaking, it's a pretty cool DLC, very challenging, but in a good way, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna sit here and learn this moveset. Like the final boss, obviously I'm not gonna spoil what it is, but like it's a very difficult fight, but if you sit and learn it, it's a very like, okay, difficult but fair fight. Like I said earlier before, you know, like the DLC isn't unfair because it's like just unfair. It's not difficult because it's unfair. It's difficult because it's difficult. You know.
Difficult because it's difficult, bro. That's motivational.
Like
put that on a poster. Put that in a fortune cookie.
it's like there are some games where the difficulty seems a little bit unfair. Like I would say, like in Dark Souls 1, there's a boss called the Bed of Chaos, and the Bed of Chaos is a not good boss fight. It's not designed well. It's very annoying to do. It's very easy to complete, but like if you don't know what to do, it's a very unfair fight, because unless you do it the exact way they want you to do it, you literally cannot beat the fight, right?
So that's like, it's like a gimmick boss, right?
It's that, yes, exactly. It's very much a gimmick boss. But it's a gimmick boss that's like not fair. Like I would say Yorm, the Giant King in Dark Souls 3 is a gimmick boss, but it becomes a real fight if you know, if you're you still have to like play the game, if that makes sense. But this one is fun. The boss fights are really good. Like the final boss is really good. They do this thing where as you're progressing through the final area, you know how like you can summon people like to help you out in areas and things like that in Dark Souls games and, you know, Elden Ring. Here they don't do that because it's like a single player game, but they give you NPCs you can summon. And this is the first game that I've seen that let you summon an NPC that's like a proper badass. Like what she does is like insane moves, and like you're going to like the final confrontation with her, like going through all the enemies, and she's just like wrecking shop with you. And it feels really good to have like a partner that like does that. And so then when you're in the final fight and you bring them to the final fight, they're also just as formidable as before. They don't like nerf them or anything like that. So it's like a good like earned reward after like going through a bunch of difficult areas and bosses, you know? Yeah. It's
do you feel like, did it cheapen the boss fight you felt, or was it still because I feel like people have this feeling with summons that they're like, oh, you can't, like when Elden Ring came out, they're like, you can't do mimic tier, that's a Mickey Mouse gameplay. I don't know, do you feel like that's the case? I'm not saying yes or no, I'm just curious.
No, that's a good point. I will say this, right? I do think that the summon for this specific fight makes it easier for the final fight. However, it's a fight that summoning this person lore wise and like spectacle wise makes it so cool. Like it's worth it, you know what I'm saying? The cut in difficulty, but you don't have to summon them. You could choose to. I chose to because I'm like, oh yeah, like the lore, like why not? It's sick, you know.
That's like summoning what's his face when you fight Bale and Shadow.
Oh yeah, Igon. Yeah.
You have to get him, man. That's like
curse you, but yeah, absolutely same kind of thing. So Lies of P is really good. DLC is really good. I'm actually gonna play through the whole game, just like finish it, because you know, I'm halfway through a playthrough already, and then I jumped into the DLC. So yeah, honestly, 10 out of 10. No issues with it. I would say 9 out of 10. There were some bosses, like I said, the camera work is a little goofy. There were some things that they do. It's really funny. Like as you're running through the area and stuff like that, there's an area where you're like on some ice and you're running through it, and you're like, this is like a really simple area. What's going on here? And then you hear like a distant boom, and you're like, the hell is that? And then lo and behold, a giant cannonball just lands on you, and it's like, oh, it's one of these, you know. So it was really cute. Like I was running around and like the ice is breaking, and like if I'm standing on it for too long, the cannonball comes and breaks the floor, and you're like, oh, you cheeky. Like it's a fun, like very clever like design, I would say. It's been done before, right? But
yeah. I was gonna say it kind of reminds me of the in Sekiro, when you get to the rooftop of like one of the main areas, you just hear, and then this dude just comes in and just slams on you.
Oh yeah, like, yeah.
The guy's on the kite or whatever.
Yeah.
You're just like, what the heck is that sound?
Exactly. It's kind of similar. But yeah, that's what I played. That's what I watched this week. I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, okay. So if you guys have an email, feel free to send it out to beardbytesmail@gmail.com. That's beardbytes, BEARD, and then bytes, BYTES, mail, MAIL, @gmail.com.
Yeah, just send us a message saying, hey, tell us about your day. Actually, if you send us a message, I'll give you a fantastic cookie recipe. How about that?
Ooh, okay, I like that. Cool. Let's get into the news then. First bit of stories we got relate to Battlefield 6. The gameplay trailer kind of dropped.
Sorry.
What?
Sorry,
no, you're good. It just threw me off.
The tism just awakened in me.
It's like that the TikTok guy with like the ticks or whatever, the comedian.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the Battlefield 6 trailer dropped. The gameplay trailer, or rather the initial first look trailer. It's like a CG trailer. Nothing really to say about that, except that it's a CG trailer, so take it with a grain of salt. But then about 3 days ago, they dropped like a bunch of gameplay and things like that, and it does look really cool. People have been saying it's more of a return to form. It's pretty similar to like Battlefield 4 and Bad Company vibes. So I am excited. I've been looking for a more grounded shooter, if that makes sense. Something to just play with friends and just kind of enjoy. So I am excited.
Tell me you don't want to play as Nicki Minaj in Call of Duty or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or whatever. You don't play as Shredder or Snoop Dogg.
Shredder would be kind of cool, but no, I'm good. Yeah, no. Apparently you won't be able to do that in Battlefield 6 either. They kind of jumped out and said, hey, like, if we are going to introduce skins in the game, like, they should be grounded in the game itself. Like, adding all these things kind of detracts from the overall identity. So I think that was pretty funny, a direct like rib at Call of Duty. But I would also tend to agree, if you look at Call of Duty now, it's like an insane like lobby. There's like, I don't know if you've seen it, but like there's Beavis and Butthead running around like doing finishers with like the Ninja Turtles and shit. Like, it's so goofy, but it's funny, but like it's just hard to take it seriously.
Homelander beats up Hank Hill, and then he gets the, I don't know. Oh, okay, I was gonna say Victory Royale, but that's Fortnite. But it's
close enough.
It's he escapes the gulag. But I hopefully they don't go too overboard with the cosmetics. I think 2042, the last Battlefield was like pretty decent. You had a guy that looked like Andrew Tate though, which was funny. It was just a dude in a suit and he was just bald with a beard. But I think they leaned into the operators and they kind of, it wasn't so weird. Like right now, like Rainbow Six Siege, I don't know what the problem is with games with how they do cosmetics. Is like Rainbow Six Siege has literally Borderlands like characters and like the Psycho and stuff as skins, and it's like, okay, I thought the whole point of Rainbow Six Siege is like a tactical shooter, and they have heroes or whatever operators from every region, so it's like you get like a flavor of every character. But it's interesting because like one of the modes you play is like a hostage retake situation, and it's like, imagine you have like a goofy ass characters just coming up to you, oh dude, who are you, why is Lilith from Borderlands saving me? What the heck? Why is I don't know. I don't know. Okay, they're not super absurd. I don't know. But you can imagine, right? It's like,
I got you.
It loses the finesse and stuff, It's and the nuance.
Yeah, I would agree. It just takes you out of it. I think that a game like Battlefield 6 being like, hey, like we're gonna be more grounded. It's like, okay, cool. Like, I don't have to fight this whole battlefield, and there's like a Nicki Minaj or like like I said before, Beavis and Butthead just be like, oh guys, come get us,
Yeah, Joe Rogan, bro. No, not Joe Rogan. What's it? Seth Rogen, yeah.
We have to take the point. Oh my god. But yeah, so some more Battlefield news here is that they will not be releasing on old consoles. So for example, they will not be releasing on it would only be available for current gen PS5 and Xbox Series X/S, and it will also be obviously on PC via Steam and Epic Game Store and the EA Game Store as well, obviously. But not surprised that they're not releasing on older consoles. I think it is about time we start phasing that out. However, I'm sure they also did like a market research, like, dude, how many people own these old consoles? Okay, like whatever, like it's not that big of a deal if we don't cater to that. But I don't know. What do you think?
It's good that they're not adding the other consoles. To be honest, I think part of it is like the PS4 was already struggling
Mm-hmm.
when we initially had it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think having like okay, it's curious to see, right? Like, do you like are the minimum specs of the PS4 like would it be equivalent to the minimum specs of the like of a PC? I guess if imagine you take like you look at the description for Battlefield, that's like, oh, you need a 1070 to play it. Like, is it 1070? Is that what the PS4 is? I don't like if it falls in line, then maybe they can still release it, but this might also just be Sony kind of strong arming them, saying, "Oh, you want to release our game or your game? You can't release it on this console."
Oh,
Like, or, I don't know, right? No, I'm assuming. I don't know if that's the truth or not. Right? Because I don't know if developers, from their perspective of like, oh, do we want to build a PS4 version? Like, because I would assume since development like of games is between PC and PlayStation or consoles is like somewhat similar now because they're all on the same architecture. I would assume like you can port it easily, but maybe Sony comes in and says, "Yo, could you please not make this game on PlayStation 4?" Because then it might incentivize people to move off the console and then buy the newer unit, because there's still a huge install base. It's like 50% of gamers are still on, or like if 40% or 40% of gamers are still on PS4s. So I don't know, man. That like, but then at the same time, it's like you also would get like bigger lobbies without PS4s, because like the computation, because that was the issue with like Battlefield 3 back in the day, which was like, oh, they capped the limit at like 32 players, but on PC it would be 64 players.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Like you just can't physically handle.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't
Oh.
know if they were looking like, hey, like we can't have like a proper Battlefield experience with like half the players, because half in the lobby, right? So maybe that's another angle of it.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, these are all good theories. I think at the end, of the day, like, I don't think anyone's surprised that they're like, all right, we're kind of done with the PS4 and other Xboxes, you know?
Yeah, bro. But the PS5 itself is like 5 years old, man. Like, bro, the PS4 is freaking a sophomore in high school. I think so. I don't know. I don't know how old it is, but
I don't know either, but it's old enough.
huh?
Old enough to be put down. So yeah, then other conversations happened with the Battlefield stuff. One of them being, hey, we are not gonna be raising the price to $80 as of now. So EA has they've basically said, Andrew Wilson basically came out and said, like, there's no dramatic changes planned yet. However, he did point out that EA usually has games that are like, oh, like, dude, we have free to play games and deluxe edition of games. So like maybe that's where that extra pricing will come in. But I guess that's good to hear that they potentially won't be $80, but who knows? Like, October's still a bit of a ways away. They could last minute hike it up.
It's interesting. Maybe this is his plan because they wanted to get 100 million players. So maybe this is their way of doing that. Just like, okay, let's make the game a little cheaper.
Could you imagine they're like $10, $50? All right, everyone, purchase up. Like.
Yeah. I mean, listen, bro, get rid of the single player. Make it $50. I'm down. Because, bro, nobody plays Battlefield for single player, man. The Battlefield 3 story was a freaking snooze fest. I feel like, because I watched the trailer, I feel like this might have a story. Let me just do a quick Google.
It does.
Bro, get that out of here, man. Who's playing the story mode, bro?
I mean,
if you're playing Battlefield for the story mode, bro, you probably eat Dino Nuggets. I don't know.
I feel like it's fun. I don't know.
dude, the whole Battlefield experience is getting a huge like wave of okay. I'll go back, right. If they want to have a single player experience, there is a way to do it. They had it on there was like PS2 Battlefield. I think it was Battlefield 2 on PS2. I think it was Battlefield 2 Modern Combat on the PS2 had the best interpretation of single player Battlefield, because you had you were one soldier amongst a huge group of soldiers, and there was tanks and planes and helicopters and all this stuff all playing around, and you could like body swap with like the NPCs. But it gave you that feeling of you're playing this Battlefield experience of, we got to go capture this, we need to go defend this point, or like how Battlefield is usually played. Like you cap an objective, you plant the diffuser and all that stuff, right? Like you rush mode, conquest mode, you play that single player, instead of doing like a linear story about how you're fighting a proxy war against Russia. And like, oh no, you were out of line, Sergeant. Whatever I don't know,
whatever lore they use.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then somehow you're fighting some Arab named guy in the Middle East because of he, I don't know, has something against the US. I just explained all the Call of Duty games.
Literally 90% of Call of Duty, yeah.
Yeah. What do you mean Al-Assad? What the heck? Makarov? Dude, there you go, bro.
Yeah, there you go. The Modern Warfare 4. You just spoiled the plot.
Yeah, I'm out here just dropping all the lore for all the gameplays, man.
It's like you're in the writer's room.
Exactly. I'm me, or I'm him.
But do you think you would pick up Battlefield 6, like based on what you've seen and like, I don't know, just the vibe you're getting off of it? I think I would, honestly. It looks kind of dope, but
yeah, I would. It's weird because they said the game's only gonna come out with 9 maps. But we'll see how it goes. If folks are picking it up day one, I'll pick it up.
I would also argue that Battlefield maps, you get a little bit more value out of them simply they're so big, generally. So, like, I feel like 9 maps, in my opinion, is okay to start. But again, I'm not like well versed in Battlefield like launch stuff, so I don't know if it was always like that or if it was less or more. Like, it just depends. But okay, nice. So that leads us to the next story, which is, so this is interesting. Essentially, Star Wars Outlaws, you remember Star Wars Outlaws, the game that was launched by Ubisoft that was plagued with problems on release, but eventually they patched it, and now it's a solid game that's like another like Ubisoft open world, like explorer, like do the basic gist of things, heist, whatever, stealth combat. Again, Ubisoft just cut and paste with the Star Wars skin on it. They so it looks like they're kind of just done with the game. There was a sequel in the works, but then Ubisoft scrapped it. They said, we don't want to work on it anymore. Not surprised, considering it didn't really sell well. I just think it's interesting how you can fumble the bag on a Star Wars property game. Yeah. Like it seems like to me Star Wars is the game where it's like, oh, this is the moneymaker, and they came out and said, oh, no one cares about Star Wars anymore, but I very much disagree. I don't think that's true at all. But they kind of borked it on this one, but I don't know. Borked it so hard there's no sequel, so.
Yeah, it is I don't know, man. I feel like the Ubisoft as a brand has fallen out of the graces of folks.
Yeah.
I mean, like we've talked about it before. They were like a pioneer in game design, and then they fell off, right?
Yeah.
Like aside from Far Cry, I feel like Far Cry has like, I mean, okay, I haven't played a Far Cry game, but just the premise on some of the games seem interesting. Yeah, well, I played a little bit of 3.
Okay.
But some of the stories and the way I think the presentation for Far Cry games are very interesting, but like they rely on such a cookie cutter formula. So I don't know if they were stuck in Star Wars, that they can't write something that like they're stuck in like sort of a canon universe that they can't uncanonize, I guess. Whereas Far Cry 5 does
Maybe.
Far Cry 5 does like an interesting thing where at least like, okay, maybe the gameplay kind of sucks, but the story has a good backdrop.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't know.
I don't like disagree with that concept. However, I would put forth EA with Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order. They made like an interesting game,
Yeah,
you know.
I
So
agree.
I think
Yeah.
it is possible. You just have to like be innovative with it. Like a Star Wars Dark Souls type game is something that I did not expect to come out of this of the
Mhm.
EA, but it did, and I was like, oh, like I was pleasantly surprised with the first one, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so that's something to
Yeah,
just like think about, I
I feel
guess.
like they need to like lean more heavy uh into certain gameplay things, right? Like for example, Watch Dogs was interesting because you like, okay, thematically, right? Watch Dogs 1 and 2 is that you're like a vigilante kind of guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um and like you're this hacker guy, and oh, you're supposed to be stealthy, but then you can like pick up lethal pistols and lethal ARs and just start shooting the security guards that you're fighting.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm just like I'm just murdering people here. So it didn't feel like, oh, that's so in Watch Dogs 2 they like leaned a bit more into non-lethal,
Yeah.
which I felt like that like supported the game. Like I feel like part of it has to do with like vibe, and like I think early in like the 2010s there was people kept talking about the term called like ludo narrative dissonance, which is the character says something, but like you in the game do something that's completely
Yeah.
opposite of,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I think primarily like in like Far Cry, where Far Cry 3, which was, oh my god, I'm such a, like the guy's like a wimp, he's like, oh, I can't kill anybody, and then you take the controller and you're just like 360 no scoping somebody,
Yeah.
right? So I feel like the issue with, I feel like Ubisoft games is they like maybe want to have a character, but they don't want to tie the character to a certain style or like lean a certain way, because they're like, oh, market trends say people like action games and like doing one button stealth takedowns, and they like
Mm.
crafting and they like doing these things, right? But I feel like
But is that inherently
they're
interesting to like what you're telling a story about? Not always.
exactly, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or like does it fit with the character, right? Like if you're a smuggler, right?
Smuggler.
There's only,
Smuggler.
all right, listen, right? You're making fun of an immigrant, you know that, right? Okay, gay. This guy, cancel him, bro. I'm gonna put you on Twitter
in
everywhere, bro. You
in Trump's
see what
America,
they're doing to
good
me?
luck, brother. I'm safe.
Oh my god. They're like, oh no, you actually, hey, where does he live? You know him?
Get him. Hey guys, welcome to episode 28. Ahmed got taken away.
Yeah, guys, this is actually just Beard Bytes. We're no longer plural. Just we lost one of them.
Beard got bitten, bro. But yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, you were saying.
No, it's just I think like they like some of the games that like for example, I guess like Hitman. The reason why for to some people, the reason why Hitman is really successful is that you're not just running around and like shooting everybody, right? It's very deliberate. Like, hey,
Like you
are
could, but that's not like the way to play the game. They tell you straight up.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. But Hitman is about, you are a trained assassin. You're going to behave like a trained assassin. How
Mhm.
are you going to make this kill look accidental,
Mhm,
silent,
mhm,
and you just
mhm,
go in
mhm.
and walk out, right? I think that flies in the, like, Ubisoft can never make a game like that, because it's so
Interesting.
anti uh whatever market trend research.
Yeah.
So I feel like if they wanted to make a game, and they should lean heavy into some of the mechanics to flesh it out, so it doesn't feel like, oh, just another game. Because like, what's the difference between Star Wars Outlaws and Watch Dogs and
Or like Assassin's
I don't
Creed,
know,
theoretically. Like,
or Saints Row, right? Like,
yeah, that's a good point.
how, I don't know, right? You just point a gun and shooting to an extent.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think also the problem is that like the game launched in such a like really horrible buggy state, so that also didn't help things. It's like I'm sure people wanted to like it, but you know, the fact that one, coupled with what you're saying, how it's not very unique, and two, it just wasn't a good product in general. Like it's kind of like their own making and their own doing, you know. They're not giving these these games the time to incubate. They're just kind of like, oh, like come out and give us like the, you know, give us like the 10 out of 10 like whatever, and it's like, hey, we need more time. It's like, you don't have more time, we need it now, you know. And then you get a shitty product. So
Yeah.
not surprised that this kind of got canned. I do feel bad for the workers who worked on it, because I'm sure that they would like to see like something that they made like get a sequel. I'm sure that's like a big deal in the gaming industry, but at the same time, it's just like, all right, well, you know, if it's a shitty product, it's a shitty product. What are you gonna do about it, you know? Yeah. Yeah, there's just, you know, just like it's like Ubisoft confirmed that we're not getting a Star Wars Outlaws 2. Nintendo also confirmed some pretty damning lore on Mario. Nintendo has confirmed that Mario and Princess Peach are just good friends who help each other out whenever they can. Oof. Bro. Poor Mario,
Keep
dude.
keep your head up, King, bro. What do they say? Delete Facebook, lawyer up, hit the gym. That's
Yeah.
Bro, this man is tough, man. Can you believe it? All that just to be said, oh, he's a good friend.
I think it's just funny, like that this is confirmed. I do think part of it is because of like the movies.
Bro, they're gonna red pill Mario. This dude is gonna go on all Andrew Tate podcast saying, "Oh no, this is a whatever, bro." He has opinions.
It's those
He's
Dr.
gonna be
Koopas. They're doing all this to the society.
Oh my god, he is. Listen, bro, he's gonna be on the mic. He's gonna be saying, "No, actually, I can't. I'm not even gonna say what hypothetically he's gonna say, bro."
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Anyways,
but yeah, just a little bit of fun, goofy lore.
Bro, do you think this is gonna show up in a Jubilee video?
Mario versus 30 Koopas.
Oh, yeah. No, they're like, hey, bro, like I don't know, bro. They got this man, bro. That's crazy. Actually, he's wearing a wedding suit in Odyssey.
Is he wearing a wedding suit, Odyssey?
Yeah, bro. He's wearing, and so is Peach. Well, granted, Peach was supposed to get married to Bowser, whatever. But then he shows up in a white tux.
No, I don't. Does he show up in a white tux?
Bro, open the tweet. It's literally in the tweet. Bro, listen, bro.
Damn. But at the end of the game, that's at the point of the game where she's like, she doesn't choose either of them.
Oh, you're right. That's literally right after the cutscene. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I'm good, bro. I'm gonna do my own thing, you know? She pulls the Miles Morales and jumps off a roof. But, you know, I guess we'll find out if what this means. Does this mean Luigi and Daisy aren't a thing?
Bro, I'm gonna write so much fan fiction. Nintendo is gonna have to cease and desist me, man.
Please don't. Nintendo, please don't sue us.
Yeah.
Just like Nintendo almost sued some guys who had some they used an interesting tactic to share secondhand games. So Nintendo Switch 2 owner says that their console was banned after playing legitimate secondhand games another user had copied. This is reported by IGN. So I guess for context, the Nintendo Switch 2 has some notorious, insane anti-piracy laws, anti-piracy like preventative measures, and it's honestly a little impressive how good it is at the moment until it gets cracked. But it's like doesn't let you use duped cartridges. It doesn't let you use like emulated cartridges, obviously. But a user, what they did was they had a game and they made a copy of it, like they copied it to an empty like cartridge, and then they handed it to their friend, and their friend used it. And then when the consoles went online, the game was tagging, hey, there's 2 copies of this game that exists, therefore these must be like dupes or fakes. Ban both consoles, and both consoles were banned. Now Nintendo did unban the original owner's console. I don't know about the copied persons, like what happened with that one, but like I feel like it's pretty obvious. Like again, not that I agree with it, but it's like, guys, come on, like it's pretty clear, like, not good like way to do this, if that makes sense.
I don't know, man. It's like like I get where they're coming from, because they like essentially they're saying, oh, we see that like the same copy of the game is being played twice,
Yeah.
like with a unique serial ID or whatever. So they're gonna just ban both. But I don't know.
Like, in what sense you're not sure about? Like, what do you?
So I guess because like technically, like, because it sounds like what happened was like someone went to like a GameStop, bought the game, dumped it for themselves, and then returned it to GameStop. And then basically, if you, I'm just saying GameStop generically, but like if you were to go buy that copy, you like you're just following like protocol.
Yeah.
Like some guy gets a free game, and then like he's always offline, or like maybe he ends up getting online, and then you plug yours online. Then you guys both get banned, but like you're not in the wrong.
Yeah, so in that instance, I would think that you're able to prove, hey, I have the cartridge physically. It's not my fault. But yeah, exactly, right? The fault is on that first guy who copied it, because obviously he...
Yeah.
Because like, emulation, the argument can be made that, hey, I own this game on whatever, on my Nintendo Switch. I want to be able to play it on my PC. Therefore, let me emulate it. It's not illegal, whatever, right? Nintendo may not like it, but it's not illegal. However, what this guy is doing, you are essentially creating a game out of another game. You know, like you're effectively stealing it, if that makes sense.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's a little strange. Like,
yeah,
it's goofy, you know, like why?
It's weird because I'll be honest, man. Like, frankly speaking, I think a lot of the discussion around emulation, people like it's very rare I find someone that is like true to form about the intentions with emulation. Because realistically speaking, if someone wants to emulate something, they are not gonna buy the original thing, because like they will get the ROMs and other stuff by different means. Is just very generally how it is. Like within like people, like, you know, I think you can talk to people in your personal lives and see how they think about it, but I'm very, very confident in saying that most of the folks are generally gonna just, oh well, like someone just handed me the ROM on a USB, and then people just share the file, like because at that point, like, okay, if me and you are doing like are really want to emulate, are we gonna buy two copies, or am I just gonna be like, yo, here's a flash drive, hypothetically speaking, and you know I have the file, I'll just give it to you. Like, file sharing is pretty simple nowadays.
So technically,
I
yes.
get where they're coming from.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I see what you're saying. I think the bigger case for emulation is emulating games that you owned previously and are no longer able to access because of Nintendo's policy changes. Like, if I own a game on a Wii U store and I can't access it, like, the reason is because Nintendo took that away from me. I have every right to be like, well, I own this game and this is the only way to access it. Therefore, therefore in that case, it's not illegal what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But
yeah, there is legitimate stuff. Like, there are a lot of things you can't even play.
Yeah, but what you're saying, yes, it's pretty clear that happens. It's not, you know, I don't think anyone's surprised, or rather, I don't think anyone's denying it, but, you know, okay, well, yeah, so just be careful when you're buying Switch 2 games, and, you know, keep the receipt, do everything you need to do, just so, if this were to happen to you, you have a preventative measure. You can talk to Nintendo, be like, hey, I did everything right, you know? Cool. But, you know, if you do have your receipt and you do take it back to GameStop or wherever you purchased it from and want to get a refund, you can maybe put that store credit to getting a Switch 1, because, goddamn, these price increases are kind of wild. The Nintendo Switch 1.
It's that it's so hard to find the Switch 2 that we'll make it easier to get a Switch 1.
Yeah.
By raising the prices.
Yeah, exactly. So the Nintendo Switch 2 pricing has gone up due to let me see here. Due to market conditions, essentially, effective August 3rd. The prices, I think, I'm not sure if they're listed anywhere. let me see. So for a Switch 2 or for a Switch 1, it is now, let me see how much it is here. $299.99. So these price changes have not gone into effect yet.
It goes into effect on the 3rd. So
yeah, so tomorrow. But I think the prices were leaked. Let me see. Nintendo.
I think if you like an extra $100, I might be wrong.
Yes. Let's see. $30 to $50 price hikes, just depending on location. Is what it looks like. Or depending on the console. So $40 for original Switch, and then Switch OLED is getting $50 price hike, and then Switch Lite is getting a $30 price hike. I think that's kind of crazy that they're deciding to do this late in the game. I'm a little confused as to why. Do you have any idea why they would be doing this?
I mean, they sell like across the world. Like there is a world where people, we live in a world where people are still buying the old thing. Like I remember when the PS3 was out, Sony was still manufacturing PS2s. Or let me read the number. PS2. Let's see. Okay, the PS2 stopped production in 2013.
Okay.
And it released in I think 2000. So Sony was making PS2s up until 2013. So, and the PS3 came out in like 2006, I think, or 2005. So let me just confirm. PS3 release date was 06. Yeah, so basically 6 years after, is it 6, 7? Is it 7 years after the PS3 was introduced, they said, okay, no more PS2s, right? So people were still buying it. And the Switch being one of the best-selling consoles, I wouldn't be surprised, even with the Switch 2 being out, that the Switch 1, people are still buying it. There are other markets that aren't the US that would buy it, and even within the US, though, people would still buy it. So I suspect that it's not like they're nuking their stock and then stopping production. I think if they see that people want to play some of these games, like Bonanza only comes out on Switch 2, right?
Yep.
Okay, I mean there might be some games that are still gonna be between both series. Is my expectation, because it's not like third parties are coming to Switch anyways, right? So it might just be that, and that there's like a deeper catalog that people can still access. So
yeah, maybe. I wonder if this applies to like used consoles as well. So if I were to trade in my Switch 1, will I now get a better deal on my Switch 2?
Yeah.
You know, so now I'm maybe more incentivized to do that. But maybe it's a marketing thing as well, where it's okay, if I'm already going to spend this much more on a Switch 1, even though it's only $30 more, it's like I might as well save up and just get the Switch 2 type. I don't think that's the strategy, but you know, it's just interesting that they did this in the first place. The fact that this is happening. So but yeah, okay. I don't think it's a good thing, to be honest, because it's like it's such an old console. Like, why are you trying to like nickel and dime off of it now, especially when the second one is out? But I don't know, it's just strange to me, you know?
Yeah, to me, this signals that people are still buying the Switch 1 and they're still producing the Switch 1, so they want to at least be above margins. Is my thought, right? Like because consoles tend to be sold at at very low profits or at loss. So it's possible that they're like hey, like people still want to buy, like they're seeing the numbers, and and people are still ordering, like Target and whatnot are still ordering Switches.
Yeah.
So they're probably like, okay, we need to make more just because like there's some demand there. And then at some point, like they're like, okay, we need to make sure at least like this operation, like, because you can't force everybody just to jump on the Switch 2, right?
Of course not. Yeah.
So there's probably like people like, okay, my kid's like 6, he doesn't understand frame rate. Let me just get him something so he can play Minecraft on, or play the Kirby game or whatever, you know?
That is a good point. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Um, hmm. Well, we shall see where this goes. I wonder if anything will come of this, but probably not. It'll just be like, okay, well, this is just a state of things, you know.
Man, bro, first they do first they mess up, they friend zone the man Mario, and then they pass the buck down to us, bro, the common man, bro. They basically said, see, you're getting messed up by the system. No, I was gonna go on a red pill rant. I was gonna joke about it, but I'm gonna stop before I say something wrong.
Get this guy, yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, you know, speaking of red, Wolfenstein TV show has been approved at Amazon. Nothing else is known about this except for the fact that it's in development and it's from the team behind Fallout. And the show's official tagline is "The story of killing Nazis is evergreen." Yeah, nuts. I think that's interesting. I wonder who they'll cast. I wonder how gory and I wonder if this show will get pushback from people.
Bro, yeah. The game got pushback, bro. I imagine the show with the current political climate, I wouldn't be surprised. But I feel like they need to get the guy that played Jack Reacher.
Yeah.
I keep seeing he looks like a video game character, bro. He got the square head, SpongeBob looking head. But he looks exactly like whatever what's the main character? BJ. Yeah, he looks exactly like him. So if they don't get him, this show is DOA, bro.
What if they get Timothy Chalamet?
bro, I don't know, man. They'll get yeah, whatever. Willy Wonka just killing Nazis, bro.
He just a song and dance before blowing one's head off.
Yeah. I'm curious how they're gonna do this, and it seems like this is the same production team behind Fallout.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But I don't. Oh, you did it. I didn't hear it. But I feel like I don't know if it was just the production team that made Fallout good, or if it was Todd Howard and the rest of the Bethesda team that kind of gave their that gave their hand on how the vibe should be. I'm also curious what it's gonna be like, because Fallout has a very distinct, unique vibe that isn't just another RPG kind of game. That I feel like you can't really mimic elsewhere, right? I don't know if it's just me being putting things into buckets and categories, but I feel like Doom and Wolfenstein, I mean, they are from the same publisher, but I feel like they're both just okay, we're just gonna, this is just visceral action but in different time settings, or not just time, but different backdrops.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how they would capture that in the show, because like you were saying, it would have to be very gory to kind of I don't know, you can literally just constantly stab a Nazi in the game, right? I don't know.
Yeah, or get stabbed by one. Yeah, I don't know. It's also, it does have a not deep story, but there's some things that happen in those games that are just happening just for the sake of happening, and it's okay, a little goofy, you know. Obviously video gamey, so I wonder how they'll translate that into an experience that people will enjoy.
Yeah, because they already have Man in the High Castle, which is a what if Germany won World War II.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
And low key, this is kind of, it's like that, but I don't know. But it probably gonna be available on Prime streaming, which is on your phone, is on your TV, it's everywhere.
Just Sony games are everywhere, or at least that's the plan, baby. A new job posting by Sony Entertainment basically says that, and I quote, the senior director will the role is called Senior Director of Multi-Platform and Account Management and will report directly to Sony's Vice President. Sony says the Senior Director will, quote, play a critical leadership role in shaping and executing the global commercial strategy for PlayStation Studio software titles across all digital platforms beyond PlayStation hardware, including Steam, Epic Game Store, Xbox, Nintendo, and mobile. Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's good that they're finally moving in this direction, and I think, I won't lie,
I'll say it.
I think Xbox did push the dam down for this.
Let's go.
I don't know. What do you think?
I knew it, bro. Okay, this is not really. I'm gonna keep this as loose so it's not as a spoiler. It is gonna might come off wrong, but Phil Spencer is the Commander Erwin of gaming, right?
No.
Unfortunately, there were a lot of casualties, but we are in a spot where I think the gaming is in a different direction, and we got rid of we're going to get rid of, I guess, consoles at this point and console exclusivity. Like it's
I
sort
see
of
what
like
you're saying. I see
yeah. Like it's because the thing is, like, I think the Xbox Vision only works. It's a gamble, right? Where they're essentially saying, hey, we're gonna put our chips down and bet that Windows 11 or Windows gaming is gonna be the place where you play games. And if we start releasing everything to everywhere, then they're going to see the consumers are gonna push for Sony and other people to do the same thing. I don't know about Nintendo. I don't think because Nintendo's in their own world, bro. They're just battling themselves.
Fighting their demons.
So, yeah, bro. They're still trying to figure out how to, like, Mario's still single over there, bro. He's not doing anything. But,
yeah.
No, but it's so I feel like, but in order for that to work, I think either things were moving slow and that's why they had to make a lot of layoffs and things that are like super unfortunate. You never want to see people like lose their jobs and great games getting canceled. I think the gamble, I think, is gonna start paying off as things transform, right? So, but
maybe
hopefully Sony can release games more frequently to other places. Like if they release Ghost of in the future, Ghost of Yotei or whatever, Last of Us 1 again on the PC. I hope they release it at the same time.
I don't know, man. I see what you're saying. I think that Sony doing this is also them trying to make up for the billions of dollars spent on live service games that just didn't pan out as well.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like, this is just money left on the table, and if they're like, all right, we need to take every avenue we can at this moment, and therefore let's just do it. Let's just go and buy, like, let's just put our games out on consoles and PC and all this stuff. And if that means I get Death Stranding 2 faster on my PC, so be it. If that means I get Ghost of Yotei on my PC faster, yes, absolutely. But
it's crazy because like they need to see that, like, people really want to play their games, but they don't maybe want to go on a PlayStation. They want to play it out in other places, because there have been people that have been trying to mimic like The Last of Us and failed. What was it called? Not Days Gone. There was another one on Steam that was like, it was so bad. It looked so great, and then it launched and then unlaunched in like a couple days. Like This Is Us or something. I don't know. Days Before. Some generic name that kind of looked
The
like
Day
it,
Before.
The Day Before. Yeah.
Well, that was more trying to be like World War Z, but
yeah.
You know what I think would be successful? I think is if you copied Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, that is a very popular game, and you see Sony left money on the table.
It is. So Tencent essentially, so a little bit of background for the story. Sony is suing Tencent because of their Horizon clone called Light of Motiram. And it's one of those things where you hear like, okay, like I'm sure it's somewhat similar, like whatever, but then you look at it and you're like, oh my God, this is the exact game. This is the exact same thing, visual identity wise and like just like vibes wise. So I 100% understand why Sony's doing this. I'm actually shocked that Tencent is doing this because it's so clearly like just the exact same thing. And so a little background is that Tencent came to the Horizon team and they said, "Hey, we want to make a Horizon mobile game in 20 like they came to them in 2024. We want to make a Horizon game." And Sony said, "No, like no, that's not happening. No, thank you, whatever." Fast forward to now, Tencent drops this trailer and I think it's one of those things where they just kept working on it and they're like, "Well, we're already halfway through it, so we're just going to continue." And yeah, Sony's looking to halt the release and they're looking to get money for being copied and all that kind of stuff. But it's wild, dude. This is such an interesting like experience and story.
The main character looks exactly like Aloy from the series.
Mm-hmm.
Like she has the same headpiece. She has the same orange like braided hair, like
bow and arrow. Like, yeah.
The little robot dog thing that is with her, and then the backdrop is the same like mountainous region with
destroyed Earth. Yeah.
So it's like bar for bar, the whole flow got stolen, bro. It's crazy.
I think what happened was when they first came to them for the first like conversation, they already had it built out and they say, "Look, we built this, let's work together." And Sony's like, "No." And they're like, "Oh shit, well, all right, let's just pivot into a different identity, you know, like," and then here we are.
Yep.
But an interesting thing about this story that came about is during this whole suing procedure and things like that, you have to release like a brief of what you're suing for and all that kind of stuff, right? What was released was included some interesting information, and this is how much the Horizon franchise has sold globally. So I bring this up because I remember before me and you talked about like, oh, it's an industry plant game. Who the hell's buying this? Like whatever, right? Did you look at the number in this? Yeah. So it's the Horizon franchise is immensely successful and widely distributed. The Horizon franchise has sold over 38 million copies globally. Now, this is not just the first one or just the second one. This is all the Horizons games. This includes the VR game, the Lego game, the 1 and 2. What do you think?
I mean, considering it's been out since... Okay, so I think the breakdown is Zero Dawn sold 25 million, and then the rest 13 is like is the collection of everything else. Mm-hmm. Given that this game has been out on the on PS4, I'm not super surprised. But I mean, it is at the time was widely considered one of the best open world games because it takes a lot of good elements from other games and combines it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. Like it's hard to play it. It's a product of its time. You try to go back and you think, oh, this feels like other open world games that I've played. I haven't played it, but that's the biggest critique that I've heard against it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's had a lot of time to generate those sales, so I'm not super surprised as well. But I mean, it looks like a good game for like, you know, the average person to kind of take a look at. So
yeah, that's fair. I think that I think that these numbers are interesting because when you look at like Expedition 33, they sold like 3.3 million units within the span of like 2-3 months, right? And the fact that Horizon's at 38 million across the franchise is a great number. I do wonder like what this means for like future games, like if they're still going to be investing in this franchise, because remember they were doing a live action Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know if that's still in production. It might have gotten canceled, but with the franchise getting numbers like that, I'm sure they have like multiple games lined up for this.
Yeah, like they're unfortunately, I think once they found something, they're just gonna like lean into it.
They're gonna just beat it into the ground.
Yeah. I mean, bro, how many times are we getting freaking Last of Us.
Oh well.
And
More.
market research.
More. Yeah. So that's that. I'm curious to see where this lawsuit goes. We will keep you guys updated. Just like we're keeping you guys updated on this Visa and Mastercard Steam censorship situation. So there have been some updates regarding this censorship. The thing is, it's an evolving story that like there was an update like just yesterday, so I haven't gotten a chance to like cover all that and bring it into here. But essentially, what's happening is that Mastercard and Visa are now under fire because people are like, "Hey, like, what are you doing? Like, you guys are capitulating to like a random group in Australia that's like, you know, the loudest." And Visa and Mastercard have historically tried to do this before. They really didn't have a reason for it until now. So the conversation is shifting to where people are worried that this is going to affect, like we talked about, affect things that aren't necessarily like those weird games that we talked about. It's affected itch.io, which is like an indie game marketplace essentially, and they removed all NSFW games from their platform, or like delisted them as of now. And people freaked out and they were like, "Hey, what's going on? Why is that the case?" The reason that they did that is because they straight up said, "Hey, we cannot fight Visa and Mastercard. We cannot have them pull away from our platform. So just to be precautious, we're going to remove everything, and then we will add back like the games that don't fit under their ban or under their requests, like as we go, you know." But I think this is just a clear example of like this is just getting worse before it gets better, and I don't think that banning these games might be is the solution, unfortunately, just because it's like I think it starts with this and then it gets worse as it goes on.
It's interesting. It's, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff about like, I guess like what can be consumed, and like there's a lot of gray area right now. So I think there's just a lot of precautions where people, I guess, storefronts are just, you know, want to make sure that they're not get got, I guess, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's yeah, the fact that like Visa is like in the same way, just saying like, "Yo, I don't know what's going on, so I'm gonna just add some pressure here just so that they can get," like, I feel like it's just like a domino effect of adding pressure and confusion. Because I don't think the credit card companies know exactly what they're banning.
No, I think they
what
do.
what they're in opposition to.
I think they do, because at the end of the day, these companies are run by like they are run by like evangelical groups as well sometimes, and they have like that ear. So I think they know what they're doing. I think it's a stepping stone into the direction that they want to go, to where they can ban other things as well that they don't agree with. I don't know, like
Because like, think about it on paper, right? On a paper, a credit card company wants as many transactions as possible. Credit cards are, the way they work, they get their money by taking 1% off of every transaction. So if you're limiting less transactions that they would be the provider of, like, they're physically making less money. So but I think maybe something got presented to them where they're like, "Oh, you need to stop like selling these X games." Like, I'm not saying I'm in support of these games or whatever. I'm just saying, like, generically speaking, that like someone, like, they claim some games are like, "Oh, you're watching, like, for lack of a better, like, child content, and it's being distributed, and so you should need to stop supporting this." Like, if they hear that, they don't want to be like complicit.
That's true.
So then, like, okay, just take it off. I don't want to deal with this. Like, that's how I so then, like, Visa does like or credit card companies do a knee-jerk reaction, and then all the storefronts, I would assume, are just like, "Okay, dude, I don't want to get got, and I don't want them to pull funding or like pull their processing platform from underneath our feet, and then I can't sell anything. So I'm gonna
fight Visa, like."
Yeah. So I think that's probably like, so that's interesting how I don't know, like that. There's like all this pseudo moderation of content or things of being watched, or like
Mm,
of people moderating that like don't know exactly how to moderate.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see where this goes. I don't. There's still updates that are being made, like literally the daily. So next week we should have more of a complete story. Um, the update that I did want to talk about for this story as well is that because of these things happening, like the removal of games, there's an organized effort to fight back against this kind of censorship and behavior. And that effort is, hey, call Visa and just tell them you're unhappy with how they are censoring the content you purchase. And it has led to obviously an increase in wait times for the company. It's like led to like an increase in resources. The workers are getting frustrated because people are like, hey, like dude, are you calling about this Gooner game stuff? Like, please, like, leave us alone. Like, but obviously they will not until this is resolved. So I think it's a battle of attrition where it's like, how long will Visa be spending resources on this versus like acquiescing the request of this group, you know?
The willpower of gooners, bro.
Yep. Yep.
They won't call their representatives for just like fixing the roads or fixing water. Where's my? I can't buy freaking Mate Simulator 57. Oh my god.
I think it's I think it's funny because again, like we've made our positions known that like these games aren't for us, but like, you know, they're for other people, and they're, you know, if you want to indulge in that, go for it. I think it's interesting because like the fact that the response is, oh, just call Visa and tell them you don't like this, call them and annoy them about it. And I'm sure there's people that take it to the extreme, but like that process of just calling their support center and just gumming up their lines with that must be insane amounts of money that Visa has to throw at this problem now because it happened, you know, like now it's like you caused this problem, how do you deal with it, you know?
I just imagine you someone steals your credit card, like, all right, man, let me go report fraudulent transactions, and then they're just sitting there. Oh, you're number 172. Like, who's calling Visa right now? There's a bunch of angry guys. Oh, what? I can't my
goon.
kitten. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I demand to goon. Yeah. Well, we will see where this takes us. But it is a funny goon gooner game update.
Yeah.
Speaking of goons, the guys over at WB decided, hey, did you know that we are going to try again? Did you know that we believe that live action is live service is still alive and well, and we think that the DC world is still good to go and ripe for the picking, and we're gonna do it again, and you can't stop us.
Bro, this is it, man. They have to realize, man. They're not going to realize, and then they're gonna shut down Rocksteady or something.
Ahmed, you don't understand. What they just need to make it good, okay?
Bro, okay, bro. How about instead of calling Visa, we all call Warner Brothers. Stop making this game, please.
Warner Brother, please.
No more live service, please.
Yeah, it's the same team that did Gotham Knights, I believe, which was a middle of the road game from what I've seen and played.
Yeah, WB Montreal.
Yeah,
yeah,
but it's still WB. They're like, hey, get over here and make another AAA DC comic live action game. They did not learn the lesson from Suicide Squad. They did not learn the lesson from Gotham Knights, and they decided, let's just try again and again and again until we can get our cash cow. And I am just waiting for this to fail at this point, honestly, because they don't know what they're doing, and they don't know, like, they keep trying to make this thing work, and clearly people just aren't interested, you know?
It's the thing is, the only way a live service game would work is if they just bring back DC Universe Online or like revamp that. Because like you want an MMO and like that, like to create your own superhero makes so much more sense than to just play, like, to shoehorn like a superhero into live service. Because like you're telling me Batman, like, or like all these other superheroes, don't have anything else to do besides grinding dailies.
Mm-hmm.
You're telling me Batman has to beat up 10 thugs? Like, no, bro. He has more important things to do. But
Yeah.
the Riddler put the bomb in the whatever, and then the crocodile's doing something, and whatever. Joker's doing stand up. Like, he has
Yeah.
important things to take care of, you know. And the
Yep.
Flash has to go back in time. So, but I feel like if you're gonna do that, it has to be like a thing where you can like flesh out your own character and do something and make them feel unique. Because it seems so gimmicky where you're like, oh, a superhero has a very unique style, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
Batman, Superman, the Flash, whatever, the Bat family, they all look a specific certain way, and you can't. You're limited with only so much cosmetics. But when you create your own character, you can do the doors open that you can have like any flavor of looking character. You can have like a gothic vampire hunter looking character. You can have a very techno oriented looking character or whatever, mix and match however you want to do.
Yeah, and
Um,
that's if they want to
if
make
if they
it.
go, yeah,
Yeah, but I think we're both of the opinion that they should just not do this and dedicate that team to something else, right?
yeah, I
Yeah.
100% agree. Just make a good game with good mechanics. I don't want live service, but if they are gonna do live service, make it make sense. Like nobody like you can't live service like something that's like supposed to be epic. You know what I mean? Like like I don't know. It's
Yeah, it's just like I don't know who's in charge over at WB that's making these decisions, because it's very much like a very clear, like, dude, like, you don't need to like jump in on this live service game like vibe. You could just focus on making good games, you know? Like, I think people would love a really good Superman game, or a really good like Wonder Woman game which got canceled, or a really good Green Lantern, or, you know, like just a fun game, like, you know. But they don't want to jump into that. They want to say, oh, we need a cash cow, and that's what we're trying to chase. And I guess until they get it, they're just going to keep trying again and again, and studios are going to suffer and like be forced to make things they don't want to make, and that kind of, you know, unfortunate reality that we're in.
yeah. I mean, bro, I thought Ed Boon was in one of the heads of WB video games or something, man. I don't know if he's only in charge of
Only his
just
thing.
like if he's in charge of Mortal Kombat and Game of Thrones or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, we'll
Unfortunate.
see where this goes whenever this comes out in the next year, and then gets shut down within the year after that. So,
Yep.
you know, but yeah. So I don't know if you've seen what's going on over in London, or in UK specifically, but in the UK, the Online Safety Act basically is requiring people to take a picture of themselves to like verify their age on certain applications, whether that's X, and I believe it is let me see, I don't remember which sites it is. Oh, users to access adult content is what it is. So people are naturally trying to figure out a way around it, and if the software thinks that you look like a child or whatever, it's like, okay, this doesn't count, then, like, you know, you can't access this stuff. What people are doing is they're taking a picture, they're using the photo mode in Death Stranding, and they're taking a picture with you know, as Norman Reedus, and like using his face to pass the age verification, because what the requirement is that it takes a picture of you with your mouth closed and your mouth open, like as if you're talking or doing certain poses, which can be done with the photo mode in Death Stranding. I will applaud the innovation of the Gooners. This is quite clever, honestly.
Yeah, it's one, it's an interesting thing that, bro, you have to put your face to use the internet now, which is like,
Yeah.
okay, that feels like a little bit more like
Mm-hmm.
who's watching me right now, you know?
Yeah.
Second thing is, bro, they should have figured out that, like, why is Norman Reedus logging in so many
Why is
times
he gooning so much?
everywhere, bro? Like, I don't know. It's a crazy thing because it is impacting, like, or just not impact. It is like an interesting subversion. That, like, graphics have gotten so real that it can convince systems.
Well, it's funny because it's also people also doing the same thing with Gmod, which I don't think is anywhere close to Death Stranding, right? Like,
No.
But like, so people like, there's a video that's linked on here where essentially people are taking a picture of people are trying to log into Discord, and it does the edge verification thing, and so people get in there and they have one of the characters in the photo mode or whatever, like have their mouth closed and they have it open. It's like comically large and just not human looking, and it works. It passes the verification.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, it's very, very Gmod looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But
you know, it's interesting because I had to do something. Like I was helping someone at work test facial recognition stuff, like for some project that they were working on, and I had to do like a video test and all this stuff, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. And then now I'm curious, like, dude, what if I just do the same thing but with Norman Reedus? I don't know. But because apparently this stuff is also might be coming to the US, like to access certain content you'd have to do age verification. Like there's some websites that are banned in Texas, so I'm curious if they're gonna roll out a nationwide thing of okay, fine, like, or like a federal thing of like, okay, you have to register your face to access certain parts of the internet. Which on paper I can understand the reason why people would do it. Like it's like, oh, like if you're gonna go on social media, we have to confirm that like you're not gonna go talk to kids, or that you can trace like the person talking is an adult or not, so that they would add like a little flag so that kids on the internet would know, okay, I shouldn't be talking to this person or something. I don't know. But just conceptually, the idea that we're being monitored is such a balancing of the scale that's interesting.
Yup. I don't like it, but you know, here we are. We're in this point now.
Bro, can you believe Norman Reedus said this racist thing and he was gooning on the internet? I think that was gonna happen.
Norman Reedus is banned from London.
Yeah.
But yeah, that concludes our stories for today. Anything for the people at home?
Nothing on my end, man. I'm just, yeah.
Nice. Well, same. Nothing from my end. Drink some water, do some stretches, get up and stretch if you're listening to this, especially if you're driving. Stop the car, get out and do some stretches. But yeah, thanks to you guys for listening. Everyone have a good one.
Take care.